Hey guys, this is DLC. This is the DLC podcast, episode 2. I'm hosting. Yeah.
Do you know what? We're still recording. Start again.
Right.
Cut. What a fuck up. It's the second episode. And we're...
Alright. Hey guys, this is the DLC podcast. I'm Tony. With me I have Posty and Benji. You guys say hi.
Hello.
Alright.
Hello.
And this is just a random podcast where we talk about video games and news and anything in general really that tickles our fancy. Alright.
Pretty much.
Yep.
How are we tonight? Good? How is everyone?
Alright.
Tony, Benji, how are we?
Alright, we're good as far
You
as
good?
I know.
Alrighty then. Rock and roll. So what are we talking about tonight? Tony, you got the...
Alright. First story is LAN cafes. Or like internet cafes. They're starting to dwindle. And
Right.
a lot of people know why, and some people don't. And it's mainly because of the fact that why would you go to a separate place to play a game that you have at home? And I can understand that. But the way I see it is, like, I used to go to lock-ins and everything when I was younger. And that used to be fun. I used to, play Halo CE, Unreal Tournament 3 at lock-ins. And it's just pretty much, you'd be up all night and you'd be having the time of your life. You'd be having fun, you'd be yelling out, you'd have pizza, you'd have soft drink, you'd be going blitz, and you'd be having fun. And lately, internet cafes have just been dwindling. I mean, there's one in Ipswich, just down the road from my place. It shut down recently, and it's mainly because people are losing interest.
So what obviously you've been involved in this. It's not something that I've used much in my life. I don't know about Benji. So why? Why? What's happening?
People are just losing interest. It's mainly because, people are losing interest. It's starting to become expensive.
Mm.
I mean, there's you guys would know about this Recon up in Toowoomba.
Yeah, Recon Gaming.
Yeah, Recon, yeah.
That's $15 for 3 hours. That's pretty much $5 an hour. That's reasonable.
Mm.
All right, and with that you get soft drink and pizza.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Mm.
And it's just a lot of people are just losing interest, and it's just why?
Yeah.
Why
That's
are
a
people
good
losing
question.
interest?
It's a good question.
No, it's a good question. So, is it what's happening? Is it the gamers that are turning away from the internet cafe idea because of obviously increased, internet speeds, bandwidth, etc., or is it the cafes are just not willing to change with the times?
I'd say the cafes are not willing to change with the times, or it's probably internet speeds as well.
Mm.
But I used to play Warcraft, and I've got a story about this later. We've got another subject. I used to play Warcraft, and at my house of years ago when I used to play Warcraft, the internet was crap and my computer was crap. So I used to go to an internet cafe and play there, and it was fun. I mean, you could play with graphics up the top with minimal lag, and you'd be doing all right. And it's just. It's hard to explain. You'd be having the time of your life, and you'd know when you had your time. I mean, you pay for 3 hours or whatever. It's $15. Pay for $15. Okay, you've got this computer. Go play whatever you want. You go and play. And when you're 15, when you're out, when your time was up, it'd stop.
Mm.
And yeah,
Okay.
because it's the same with Manabar.
Well, that was we were going to bring that up next. Is so what is it that these guys are doing wrong that Manabar's doing right? Because those guys, well, as you know, they started in Brisbane, and have gone.
Started in Brisbane, my birthday 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
And
March 2 years
now
ago.
they're open one, Melbourne?
Melbourne,
Yeah,
that's
they
right,
opened
that's right. And I have heard rumours. I may be wrong, but hey, we're a little podcast thing going on here, so let's just start some rumours. They're going to open another one.
Yeah,
Sydney.
we're
I've been
expecting.
hearing,
yeah,
I've been
Sydney
hearing
next.
rumours of Sydney as well.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's the rumours I've been hearing. I haven't seen anything official of you guys.
Haven't
No,
seen
nothing is
anything
official,
concrete.
but there are rumours of it.
Yeah.
And if they don't do it, that'd be bloody.
Oh well, of course they've got two successful
yeah.
pubs now. Well, not pub really, but yeah.
For
I mean,
those
it's
of you who are too young to know what Manor Bar is,
It's a
it's a
gaming
pub
cocktail
with
bar.
consoles.
It's a gaming cocktail bar. essentially.
exactly. There's the
Is it
specific.
actually a cocktail?
I think that's what they call it. Is a gaming cocktail bar.
It's a gaming cocktail bar because they actually do have assorted drinks there. They've
Yes.
got the Triforce, they've got random other drinks, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's actually cocktail bar for gamers, basically.
Yes. They've got, like,
Is it
Posty's been there, I haven't.
Look, I had a ball. I thought it was fantastic. It's a great place. There's,
Oh, I'd have to go to Brisbane to bloody well do it.
yeah, but I mean, it's worth the trip, Benji, because it's it's a really no. And now we need to point out, as usual, not affiliated with Manor Bar, blah blah blah. We just fucking like it. So I mean, it's a great place. There's when I was there, it was a terrific night. There was a good mix between guys and girls. Should point that out as well. It's not a bunch of geeky guys with a beer in their hand. It's
not a contest.
exactly. It's a fantastic atmosphere, and there's no one there that wants to beat the shit out of each other. You go to a pub,
Oh, yeah, always.
and there's always, there's one
There's
buffet
always
there.
going to be a brawl at start.
There's always a buffet there. You won't get that at the Manor Bar. It's fantastic. Now, I don't know about Melbourne. I haven't been to the Melbourne one, but I can tell you from Brisbane, great place to go. It's a fantastic place, and they've done some events there as well. Not an awful lot from what I've seen, but I haven't been keeping a close eye. But
They do. It from, like, I follow their Facebook wall.
they do
and-
releases, I noticed.
Yeah, they do. They follow new releases. They
Yeah.
also do Monday nights. They do gaming trivia.
The gaming trivia. Yeah, it used to be Yahtzee. Yeah.
I don't know if they still do it, but, like,
For those that don't know who
gaming
Yahtzee
trivia,
is, that's Zero Punctuation on YouTube. Look it up. We'll link in below the
or escapistmagazine.com/zero punctuation.
that one. Yes.
Well, I'm glad somebody knows it.
We'll link that in underneath it, as if nobody,
Just
people that are listening to
Google
this.
Zero
No, just Google Zero Punctuation. You're not going to fill the bloody description up with links. Just do it yourself. Google it.
People.
Exactly. God, bloody gamers. They just want it fed to them, don't they?
Bloody lazy.
420 Brunswick Street Valley.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he's got the address. Do you want to give him a phone number too? Maybe some free passes? Let's give away some free passes to the free to get in Manor Bar, hey? Let's do that. Yes, first caller in gets 2 free passes.
Yeah, all right. No, so
Moving on. All right. Oh, well, okay. So what's the go? I mean, I'm assuming you guys have heard of the term that's come to be now called barcraft,
yes, I've heard of that. Yes.
Yep.
which is directly related
I've
to
heard
that.
of it. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's played though. I've heard of it. I mean, I heard a podcast that Yug did with some other guy,
Mm,
one of the owners of the Manor Bar.
mm,
I don't know. I forget what it entails and everything, but I've heard of barcraft.
mm. That's another Google job. We're not going to sit here and go through it, I suppose. I suppose we could, but yeah, it's not worth doing.
Yeah.
Look up barcraft if you want to know what it's all about. This I think it's changing with the times, isn't it? And the other thing to remember is, in relation to that, is the average age of gamers has gone through the roof in the last few years.
And
Because
that, I reckon, is why Manor Bar works.
exactly.
Yes.
I mean, I'm getting old. Let's be honest. I'm
You
getting there very,
But
very
still.
slowly. So
That's the whole thing. You got to look at them two different things. What's the difference? There's only really one difference. One's social
Mm.
with alcohol,
Yeah.
and one's not.
one's not.
Yeah.
And considering the age of the age of the average gamer has gone up quite a bit.
Well, I said it's nearly 30 now, isn't it?
Yeah, mid to late 20s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last I heard, it was like 31 or 32.
Well, that's what I thought. It's creeping up, but each year it's creeping up a year, obviously. So
Yeah, so there's less people who are going to lands and those sorts of things, and there's more people going out to the pub.
exactly, yeah.
Like-
Which are why that's why I think I think you'll agree that the Manor Bar formula is working.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It
But the other
is.
side of it is too. I mean, you look at what do you get at a land that you can't get at home these days,
No, that's
Yeah.
right.
and that's a big side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would I pay to use someone else's computer when the price of computers is coming down?
Do you know what?
More or less, yeah.
Isn't it funny when you have a bit of a think about it? It's the social aspect.
Yes. That is true.
Now, isn't that funny? It's gone full circle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It's to that point where, it had become entrenched that much. You got the speeds are up and we can play games online, which I'll be honest, I've been waiting for a very, very long time. And finally got here, and what did we realise?
We'd rather actually be.
We'd rather actually sit next to another bloke who's,
Well, hang on, no, we should actually change that. Some of us would rather be social.
Yes.
Some of us, yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're breeding a new generation of 10-year-olds screaming children playing Modern Warfare 3 who will not be social. That's pretty freaky.
But then again, there are benefits for kids not being social.
What's that?
Well, first of all, they're not breeding.
Well, this is true.
True enough.
I knew that there'd have to be a funny, retarded reason behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't know what it was. There you go. When they're playing games, they won't be breeding. There you go.
Which is always a good thing, because some of these kids really, really shouldn't be breeding.
Well,
No.
I mean, seriously.
sometimes.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, a post you did on Pro League Gaming Australia, which is one of our affiliates. It's pretty much us, essentially. We've got our finger in Pro League Gaming Australia and a handful of other stuff. One of the posts that Posty did, what is it? Call of Duty. Verbatim what he posted. I wish Call of Duty was never taken over on by 10-year-old noobs as the cool thing to play. It is developed as a subculture of gaming experts, in air quotes, who believe that the best thing to ever happen since Jesus effing Christ was MW3. It's getting a little tiresome. As one commenter on YouTube put it, please do us all a favour and get off the internet and die. I'd be happy with them checking out this great new innovation called outside play. Climb a tree, ride a bike, ride a scooter, hang out in real life with friends, go to the park, get a girlfriend, or try and get a girlfriend. Give up the Twinkies, normal kid stuff. If you're going to play games, go back and master Zelda first. Come back to Call of Duty, then you may have an appreciation of just how bloody useless at video games you really are.
Yep.
And what is it?
Now, how many people have complained about that post?
Oh, yeah.
Hardly any. We've actually gotten a lot of praise.
Yeah, there was actually. That was a pretty good one.
What is it?
I haven't looked at it for a couple of hours.
Adam Bruins on the post. Yeah, Call of Duty sit full of 10-year-olds. Even here, year 8s. This guy's obviously still at school. I even hear year 8s at school talking about their
yes.
KD.
Yes,
Who
I remember that.
freaking cares?
How many comments did we get there? We got 25 likes and 20 comments on that so far. Yeah, that's
26 people like this and 20 odd comments.
Hey, and it was great to see from. We're gonna do some name plugs here as well from Emmy Nelson, who posted up on there as well. She's a girl, obviously plays COD.
Yeah.
And cops every insult in the book, she says. Get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich is her favourite. And the worst of the 10-year-olds. They're disgusting. If they were my kids, they'd get a slap in the mouth.
Damn straight.
Right.
And then Lo Allen, who's actually a very, regular contributor in there. And she's actually, always comes back with a really well-constructed response. And hers was, it's the parental unit's fault. I don't have kids yet, but I have plenty of nephews and nieces. I'd rather them go play soccer or go to the movies with their friends. So many games these days are designed for adults just because kids can, and I use that term loosely, play the game, doesn't mean they should be, and especially not online. And if you think the R18 plus rating won't stop them, the easy fix to this problem is to be able to report them playing underage, and in a perfect world, this would deactivate their account if their account was pinged 5 times. Plus, obviously things probably wouldn't go down that way, but I can dream. So I always like those responses; they're really good.
I commented on that after that. I mean, I agree with them 100%. I have 2 nieces and 2 step nephews. Whenever I'm playing a game like Call of Duty, Skyrim, Battlefield 3, anything that's adult-oriented, prototype, anything. They come in, they go, Tiny, what are you doing? I'll pause the game, I'll go, what do you want? And if they come in and decide to sit down, I'll say, no, you're not sitting down and watching me play GTFO.
Yeah.
But I won't actually say GTFO. I'll say, get out of my room.
Yeah.
Please leave in the politest possible way.
Go away.
Get out of my 3-foot bubble now.
Get out of my bubble.
Get out of my bubble.
And what I also put on the end of it, another thing that most parents don't realise is that a lot, and this is literally the truth, a lot of current generation consoles have parental controlled age restrictions. And people don't know about it. So if a mummy walks up to an EB Games, this is a tangent story. I was at an EB Games once, and there was a kid that bought, I think it was Black Ops or Battlefield 3 or something like that, and the guy behind the counter goes, "Can I see some ID?" Or a student ID or something, just to clarify his age.
Yeah.
And I thought, praise to you, buddy, praise to you, because you are actually
one of the few
putting your foot down and saying, if you're not 15, you're not playing this game.
Yeah.
Thank God for that, because there's a lot of them that bloody well done.
Oh, look, that, as a generality, let's look at the whole, and this is a completely huge subject that we could go tangential with, is the way gaming has changed. Now, you guys, I mean, okay, younger than me, but you guys still know this. You know, back in the days before the PlayStation, when programmers and guys that design games, and I mean, I wrote a game when I was a kid as well. I mean, it's you wrote it because you bloody loved it.
Yep.
You bloody loved it. I mean, you really loved it, and it wasn't about how flashy the game was. It was what the game did.
It was about a sense of achievement.
That's right.
It was about, like,
it's about achieving.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all about.
It was back in the days when you fuck up, you start again from scratch. It's called game over, bitch. It's called game over for a reason. Because you suck.
To quote Nazi, I think if you go on YouTube, look up, what is it, Zero Coordination.
Yes, Nazi.
If you look that up, that is a very apt description of today's gamers.
Yeah.
I mean, games today are about a linear path. You go this way, you shoot these guys, you turn this corner, you shoot these guys.
Yep. It's a cinematic experience.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much a 6-hour-long B-grade movie experience.
I wouldn't even say it's a B-grade movie.
Well, we're being kind. We don't want to be sued. You know, like the first episode, we got sued 4 times, so we just want to try and beat that
Well,
this
I'm
time.
going to get sued again, because I would go so far as to say the entire Modern Warfare series, I wouldn't even claim. I've seen better porn movies with a better storyline than Modern Warfare.
Are they going to sue you twice, or are they just going to include it on the previous one as an annex?
Oh, probably it's Fuck it, I care. Seriously, I have seen pornos. Come on. There are no
Chicka wow wow.
There's no storyline.
Chicka wow wow. Come on, soap, we've got to get to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Boom, chicka wow wow.
Games evolve. I mean, I remember like my first true full sense of achievement was, and like you guys probably wouldn't care less about this, my first true sense of achievement was finishing 100% secrets and everything, secret worlds and everything that most people didn't know about, that I discovered in secret little nooks and crannies of the game. 100% completing Super Mario World on the NES. My very first game that I remember playing.
That's exactly right.
It took me the better part of a month to do, because I was going through it. I went through Bowser's Castle. I went through the Star Road. I even discovered a secret world on top of the Star Road. And yeah, I mean, I found ways to get to. There was a fortress in the middle of water that I went to. I mean, hardly anybody knew how to get there, and I found ways to get there. This was even before the internet existed.
Yeah, that's right.
And I found ways to get there.
Mm. See, that's what's changed, isn't it? That's what's changed.
That's definitely what's changed.
Yeah.
The quality of the game.
Yeah.
You don't need these whole in-depth character backgrounds and all this.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The entire premise behind Mario is Bowser's taken Peach. That's it. Go and get her.
Yeah, this is the thing, though. They're like, what is the meaning for playing this game? What is the ultimate goal for playing this game? What am I doing this for? That's it. I need a backstory. I need to know. His name's Mario. He's a freaking plumber. Now go and chew some stuff up. Go. Okay? He's a freaking plumber. He wears red. Go do it. You don't like red? Luigi wears green. Go for it.
Yeah. I mean,
He's a plumber. He goes up and down pipes.
Zelda: A Link to the Past. That game, there was it was extremely hard to get there. You had to do an elaborate set of moves. Zelda: A Link to the Past. If you did certain moves throughout the world and you drop down certain holes, you would come to what's known as, if I remember correctly, it was like Steve's World or something like that. It was like a little room. That had, the floor was covered with those 5 rupee like things, and like you could only pick up 1 or 2 of them. But if you got to that room without any systems or whatever, your childhood was complete.
Yeah. No, it's exactly right. I mean, what do you get? Let's compare that right now to the world's most popular game,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Modern Warfare 3. We'd hate to say it. We're all, chucking up a little bit in our mouth right now. But let's compare the two of those. Let's take that, Tiny, that game you were just speaking about and what you've just done.
Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Exactly. And
finding that secret room.
Exactly. Now let's have a look at Modern Warfare 3.
That's a good question.
Well, that's all I've got. So, we're comparing...
It's a linear game. I mean, all it is with Call of Duty is pretty much you're dropped in a scenario. It's pretty much either defend this, go here, destroy that, go here, rescue these people, whatever. Go in this general direction.
But you know what the worst part about it is?
In that way.
The worst part about it is there's no game over. There's no such thing as game over anymore. When you play Modern Warfare 3 and I started, I haven't finished it, I'll be honest, because there was one or two choices. I was either going to slip my wrists or I had to turn it off. So I've played the single player. And I mean, when you get to your 10th cutscene in the first 5 minutes, it really just starts to shit you off a little bit. So, what are we talking about here? This is chalk and cheese. These are two completely different things. We're talking about a game that was challenging, that required thought, that required skill. What does it require now? We're talking about Modern Warfare 3. What is required to play this game? Nothing, because when you fuck up...
Opposable thumbs.
Exactly. Opposable fucking thumbs. A monkey can play it. A retarded monkey can play it.
Well, that's almost, that's a different thing.
I mean,
if you have opposable thumbs, you can't play on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah. We're not necessarily hating on Modern Warfare 3, we're just saying it's not the best thing since Flashback.
No, don't get me wrong. I mean, we play multiplayer all the time because there's a barrel of laughs. We love shooting kids in the back of the head. There's nothing more therapeutic than shooting a screaming 10-year-old kid in the back of the head with a heavy machine gun.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like throwing Semtex on the back of someone's neck and watching them run around in circles before their head blows off. I mean, it's therapeutic for that reason. Okay?
There you go, people. You've heard it here first. Shooting children in the back of the head.
Shooting kids in the back of the head is fun. Okay?
Yeah.
That's just opened us up to, a couple of billion lawsuits? Moving on. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? We've got Modern Warfare 3. You don't even need to have any skills. If you fuck up, it just takes you back a step.
Yep.
To where you just saved.
Yep. This is pretty much...
It's like pressing pause in a movie and rewinding it.
Yeah, every 10 steps with Call of Duty, every 10 steps it says... checkpoint. Every 10 steps.
Checkpoint reached. Checkpoint reached. You fired a bullet. Checkpoint reached. You killed one person. Checkpoint reached.
Exactly. That's the thing. I mean, and with like Legend of Zelda and Super Mario, you had a halfway point. And
that's right. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You finish it or you start again.
You're fucking thrilled.
Exactly. You start it again.
Yeah.
I want to know. This is it.
Square F1. You were at...
We've gone on this massive tangent, so the question is, what happened to Game Over? And that's what we're asking you out there as well. It's going to be on our Facebook page. It's going to be below on the YouTube page as well. The question is, off this particular article, what happened to Game Over? Where did Game Over go? What the hell happened to it? And why do we not have games anymore that have the words game over in them?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's a fair question, I reckon. What happened to game over? Oh, we could keep going on Modern Warfare 3 for the entire night. So what else have we got to talk?
Keep going for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, it's it. You know what? We're going to talk about MW3 every single bloody time we fire up this thing to record. So while we're on games and games we know we're going to hate, how about we jump forward? I can hear the lawyers coming from here.
Yep.
Let's jump straight on to our next favourite. And for those in the if anyone can hear the noises in the background, I'm so sorry. That's actually a kettle going off. Yeah. So anyway, I don't have a soundproof booth. It's a soundproof house generally. So let's move on to the next one, which was we wanted to say a couple of words about Black Ops 2, or Blops 2. Apparently, it's called Blops. Some moron coined it Blops. Who was the moron that coined it Blops? He can sue me too.
Yeah.
You're a dipshit. Whoever called it Blops, you're a dipshit. Okay, so it's out there. It's going to be recorded. You want to contact us, Facebook page, just send us a message. It's cool. We'll just ignore it anyway, because you are a dipshit. It's that simple. Okay, so guys, Black Ops
2. Yeah.
Talk to me. What have you seen? I've seen some vids.
I'm not holding my breath. I reckon it'll be all right. I'm not going to say it's going to be effing fantastic. I think it's going to be pretty darn good.
Right.
But
now, I understand it's this one. Well, we've discussed this many times before. We've run out of wars.
Yes.
Now, this one's apparently in the future.
Yes.
Is that right? Like 2050 or something?
It's like 2023.
2023, is it?
So it's not too distant future.
Not too distant future.
That's the key word there.
Not too distant.
Not too distant.
Bum, 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 bum.
I've done my research on it, so I'll headline this story if you like.
I figured you would, Tiny.
What it is pretty much you play as the son of the previous main character in Black Ops. I forget his name.
Oh, really?
Yes. And the guy...
What a plot twist that is.
Oh, no.
Is Michael Bay doing the cinematics?
The guy at the end of Black Ops, he's still alive.
In between Transformer movies?
But yeah, you play as his son. And the premise behind it is... there's a key line in the trailer. You just look it up on YouTube, Black Ops 2 trailer. He says, what happens when the enemy steals the keys? And
yes,
it cuts to like the video of like a drone, a Reaper drone essentially, turning around and shooting at its own people.
Yeah.
And the premise behind it is there's a grouping or like a hacker in some random country, and he's taking control of all of the US's,
all of the drones.
But like all of the AR players.
Yeah.
Pretty much. The war toys, the stuff that's pretty much radio controlled.
Yeah.
And he's taking control of it and turned it against the US. So they're pretty much just like, they think they're fighting themselves, but they discover it's someone else.
Right.
So you pretty much have to, you go kill the guy, restore order, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. But yeah, it's set in the future, and like you got like, you don't know if you guys have seen it, the AR drone quadrocopter. You got something similar to that. Yeah, like there's.
Is it cool?
As well.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I believe you.
Yeah, right.
I believe. Hallelujah. I believe.
Like you do always do. But yeah. Yeah.
Yes, we've got lives.
Straight to the Ace Ventura right there.
So, all right. Well, you've seen a lot of vids. I've seen some stuff. To be honest, it just looked like a new take on an old load of bullshit. Activision, same thing. You can find me at our Facebook page. Just send me a message. Let me know.
Or probably ignore.
Yeah,
like it's the same with what Infinity Ward did with Call of Duty 4. They were done with World War II, pre-war, all that kind of World War I, World War II.
Yeah.
They decided to go to the modern era. Now, and that's the thing. They Treyarch have gone, why not? We've done enough Black Ops, World War II stuff. How about we take it a step further, go into the future? And I think that's actually a half decent idea, because it's like the Halo. It's like Halo. They're mutating it. They're not out and out changing it. They're mutating the original story.
All right.
Well, it's an interesting idea. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm really glad that someone's decided to actually take Call of Duty and actually take it in the opposite direction instead of going backwards all the time. It's about time someone actually did it.
Yeah.
I'm really glad it's not Infinity Ward, because they can't get their shit together to work on a decent game.
Infinity Ward, you know where to find us, our Facebook page.
Yeah, same thing. Facebook page. Send us a message. We'll give you all the contact details.
I'm glad Treyarch have done it because they've done really, really well with the other games that they have done.
Yeah.
They've always made them different, and that's the thing.
Well,
They're
probably
not
the
exactly
only
the
thing I'm a little bit disappointed with is Black Ops. Personally, I thought they went too Modern Warfare-ish.
I'm in the same boat. I love the idea. Whether or not they pull it off is questionable.
Yep.
But why the hell did it have to be Black Ops Bloody 2?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on.
That's the thing. I mean...
Well, do you think they're going to change Modern Warfare to something else? No, they're just going to keep on +1ing.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I've got a strange feeling that Activision, the one behind it all,
of course it is.
It's got to be a fucking sequel. It's got to be a sequel. It's got to be a sequel.
Of course it is.
Stop doing fucking sequels and come up with a fucking original idea.
Well, it's not so much Activision doing it, it's the other guys. And, of course, sorry, they're trying to plug out something really fast because Activision's asked them to do that. So they're doing the very best they can in the time frame they've got, as we've discussed before.
Yeah.
So when you're giving a company, especially with the code that they use in games today, it is so complex. The teams required to put this stuff together is huge. It's hundreds of people. It's hundreds of programmers, I should say. That's just programmers to get this coding done. And we've discussed this before. It's a lot of fucking code.
Yeah.
They don't have the time or the money.
They're given 2 hours. They're given 2 years.
Yeah.
All right. They might 2 years is a bare minimum. Sometimes they'll have up to 4.
Yeah.
Because at the end of one, a small group will break off and start doing something else.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
And the rest of them will go, okay, well, we've started this. How about the majority of us go to this one?
Yeah.
And you group of about 10 people can work on that, and we'll catch up with you once we've finished with that.
Yeah, see, it's not good enough. I mean, what they really need to be doing is putting the time into a decent game. I mean, how long was Diablo 3 in?
11 years, wasn't it?
12 years. 11
years, yeah.
And
so you expect that to be decent.
Yeah, I think I said this in the last podcast. I don't think so, but I was playing it, and I am about 8 to 10 hours into it. I am only level 22, and I'm only on Act 2. So I've pretty much just skimmed the surface. I'm starting to delve into the story, and I am loving it so far.
See, it's sort of harking back to what games were, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to have that time, and you can't just rush a bloody game out.
But hey, let's look at it a different way. I mean, let's look at competitive gaming. What are guys playing in competitive gaming at the moment?
Halo, Call of Duty.
Well, no,
StarCraft.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. StarCraft, LOL. These are the things that are being played, and they're being played predominantly. Not so much the Modern Warfares. Well, okay, for those that don't know, there's going to be a bunch of noobs out there that are going to be listening to this. If they've gotten this far, it's pretty good, and it'd probably be past their bedtime by now. If you've gotten this far, guys, look, PC gaming is what started all this. You love your consoles, terrific. I love my console too. I sleep with it every night. But, PC is where it all started. This is where it all came from. And let's be honest, in the Xbox and the PlayStation is the PC.
Pretty much.
That's what it's made from. So
I have actually heard of people using an original Xbox as
a PC.
Host.
Yeah. It can be done. Yeah. I mean, I've got 4 of them sitting out in the shed. You can have one for it if you like. Look, that's what it's about. They are PCs. They're just simplified for idiots. It's that simple. Now they're being used in competition. I won't name any of them. Everyone knows who they are. That is a completely different subject, and I'll just end up getting red in the face and really pissed off, so let's move on. So, look, it's being played. You've got League of Legends being played. You've got StarCraft 2 being played. Those are the 2 biggest titles at the moment. The other Modern Warfare title, the other COD title is COD 4.
Yep.
Is COD 4. And that's what's being played. It's being played on PC. It's not being played on the console.
Not as much, no.
No, not competitively. It's being played on PC.
People are finding not necessarily hacked lobbies or modded lobbies, but they're finding Like
Yeah.
people are coming up with mods for it and everything. I mean,
Exactly.
like I've even heard of a Star Wars theme for it.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's look. We don't want to drag this on too long, and we've got a couple of things to get through. Let's jump forward from Black Ops because we just speared off on another tangent. We can talk about online gaming and LAN gaming and tournament gaming again in another episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. We can really go into that because there's a lot to be said there. Can't wait for the lawsuits on that one.
Bring him on.
We wanted to. The reason that we're still slipping through on this professional gaming, on professional with air quotes in it. Halo 4, guys. Like, we've got MLG. I will mention MLG because they're huge. I won't mention the local guys because. Well, just cause, yeah. You know what? Yeah. So MLG, look, the basis.
Good on you.
The basis of MLG has always been on Halo, as you guys know. You two know that as well.
That's where it started. Like 4 people at a LAN.
Bingo.
Pretty much.
Exactly. Now they moved from Halo 3, skipped ODST.
They started off in Halo CE.
And they went straight through to Reach most recently.
Yep.
Now, we of course know that we have Halo 4 on the way.
Yep.
So, look, you know what? I'm not a big Halo fan. I've got to be honest. I've played the single player. I played it through. I've had them all. I've gone through up to 3. I've gone ODST. I've gone through to Reach. You know what? I've had enough. I've had a gut full of Halo. Do you know what? I hope the Halo just slips down over Master Chief's frickin' head and chokes him to death.
Yeah, that's the problem with it. It's been done over and over.
It's you know what? It's
COD.
It's exactly. It's Modern Warfare with Master Chief.
Exactly, but they've done it more. I mean, how many freaking Halo games are out there? You got 1, 2, 3. ODST, Reach, the bloody Wars one that was an absolute
Halo Wars, yes,
It's been
strategy.
done to death. It's been done to death. Just
they're
let
making
it die.
3. It's going to go 4, 5, and 6, and that's the end.
Oh, please don't tell me they're going to do more.
They're going to do 4, 5, and 6. That's it.
Oh, piss off.
No, it's okay. I heard when Halo 6 comes out, you get a free tooth extraction to lessen the pain.
Come on, you've got to give it up at some point.
Look, I've seen some. There's not much out there, as you guys are aware. There's some artwork that's come out.
Yeah.
Now, look,
screenshots and artwork.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Do you know, it just looks like the same old crap.
And that's the thing. It is just the same old game. There's not too, they'll add a little bit of story to it. That's about it. But essentially, it's the same thing over and over and over again, and it gets really tiring.
So here's the thing: have we seen the death of Halo in air quotes professional gaming? Because as we know, there's no such bloody thing as professional gaming in this country. Because that would mean that you were paid to do it for a living. That's what professional means, you morons. Sorry, that just got away from me for a second. Again, all lawsuits, just send us a message. Our Facebook page is DLC Space TV. You'll find us on there. Just send us a message and we'll forward our details. So look, what's the go with Halo? What's your opinion on Halo? Where's it at?
It's a dead horse. They're still flogging.
They're still flogging it?
Yeah, they're still flogging a dead horse. It's lying down there rotten, and they're just beating the crap out of it.
So what we're talking about here is a rehash of the same thing. Are they, Tiny? You probably know this more than we do. Are they rehashing the code? Are they changing the engine? What's the go?
I think they're using the original, like they're using the Halo Reach engine.
Yeah.
They're using that engine, which is pretty much the Halo 3 engine demolished, started from the ground up
and rebuilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not really changing anything, in other words. They're going to give us a new single player with a new story and some new maps.
Yeah. Well, actually,
in other words,
but like they're also like the multiplayer actually has a what is it, like a backstory as such.
Oh, I see.
Why do you need a backstory for a multiplayer?
Just shut up, would you?
No.
We really are the best of friends. It's true. No, we really are. I mean, these two are a bunch of cunts, but anyway, that's all right.
Yeah, but like they have like quite a backstory for multiplayer. It's pretty much your Spartan 5, which is a new generation of Spartan. You're in virtual reality, and it's just pretty much you're on a ship. I forget what it's called, and you're pretty much in virtual reality on that, and you pretty much play multiplayer in that space.
I see.
In a virtual reality space as a Spartan 5.
So you're playing virtual reality in virtual reality.
Well, I'm not sure if it's virtual reality or anything, or if like the ship is designed like I think virtual reality is like a stretch. I think the ship is designed as
like a training facility, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's designed to be a training facility, and they've done away with a lot of people actually don't like this. They've done away with what's called firefight, which is similar to zombies.
Yeah.
In Call of Duty, they've done away with that. A lot of people like that, including me. I didn't mind it. They've actually rechanged it to Spartan Ops. Now, I don't like the name of that because it sounds way too similar, like to Spec Ops.
To Spec Ops and Call of Duty, yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that a shocker?
Yeah,
hey, what a shocker there! Just taking advantage.
And the thing is it's not going to be, as far as I know, it's not going to be like excuse me, it's not like
I think that's the most important thing you said about this.
I'm not bleeping that out, you know that.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's pretty much the same as Spec Ops from Call of Duty. It's pretty much you're dropped in an area and you have to do a certain mission.
Yeah, right. All right, so Halo 4 so far. Now, I just want to repeat that again. So far, and we don't have a lot of info on Halo 4. We're just going off the crap we've already seen. Opinion? Tiny?
I'm not holding my breath for it. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not overly hyped for it. I'm not going to say it's... But,
okay. Benji, do I even need to ask?
I'm not even going to consider buying the damn thing.
Didn't think so. Me, I'll probably have a look. I'll give it a chance. I usually give them a chance.
Yeah.
I even did it with Modern Warfare 3. What a waste of money that was.
If I was going to give a chance, I would bloody well bought Halo, bloody CE, and
Halo Anniversary. Yes,
yeah, I didn't buy that. I didn't buy Reach.
Yes, that was money well invested there. Okay, so we're going to hold judgment on Halo 4 for now.
Yeah, we're not going to be like
not holding their breath,
online YouTube people. Yeah. This game is going to suck before it's even been released.
Yeah, we're not going there. If you noobs start posting stuff under this and say that,
yeah, we don't need to say that.
How about you wait till it comes out, go spend your money, and then say it's dogs.
Yeah,
turd. Don't judge before you spend your money, because remember, you need to keep them in. But what's the name of the new place? 243 or something? Studio 243 or something?
343 Industries.
343 Industries. There you go. I knew it was close. Close.
What's this?
I had numbers right.
Industries are the guy the people that's doing Halo.
The new Halo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not Bungie. They've gone to Activision.
Yeah, Once again, Activision, if you'd like to send us a message through our Facebook page, we will forward details. No problems at all. That's how many times has Activision sued us tonight? Half a dozen?
About 4.
Might as well close it off. Activision, we hate you. We hate you. Now, I'm speaking for all three of us because I don't want to go down on my own. We hate you. What else? Oh, we skipped one. We did skip one. I sort of jumped around. We had some stuff we were going to talk about. We've been going for quite a while, but you know what? Who cares? Are we flowing?
How about we do what we were going to do and actually have like a quick break, because I'm busting to go to the loo and I want to get a drink.
Okay then. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
All right. Back in 5.
I am still recording.
This break was brought to you by Tiny's Piss.
By Tiny's Piss. Oh God, yes. Oh, I've been sitting talking to those assholes for 2 hours. Oh God, let it stop.
Yes. Well done.
It's all right. I've got nowhere to be.
Jeez, he's taking a long time.
He's a big boy.
And the Captain Lanky Bits.
Hey?
Captain Lanky Bits. God damn, that's huge, bitch. It's taking so long, it takes this so long to travel that fucking distance. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it funny out of all this.
Blooper reel.
Hey?
Bloopers. You gotta
Bloopers.
go with the blooper reel.
Outtakes. Nah. Yeah, so I'm sitting there. Ange comes in. She's just about to speak, and I've raised my finger and no noise. Don't you dare speak. Don't make a fucking noise. She's looking at me like, what? I'm going, record. I'm showing record. I'm showing, look, record. I'm recording. So what does she do?
You need a light that says.
I know. I was going to get a big on-air light. On air.
Right.
Piss off.
Alright, seeing as we currently broke the flow, how about we come back in?
What do you mean, come back in? We're still going.
We're still going.
You guys were still going while I went away. Alright, I don't care. Alright? I publicly said on there that I had to go to the loop. I'm
Yes.
proud about that.
Trust me, I'm using it. We haven't actually asked many questions, though.
Oh, not really.
No, we've asked one that we'll put up there, which is what happened to Game Over.
Yeah, what happened to Game Over?
We're going to get flogged anyway over Blops and Hacko 4. So we would just leave it at that. Now, the other thing that we wanted to really brush over really quickly and get some opinions on by the whole world is video game addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Does it exist?
Is it an issue?
Is it an issue? Does it even exist?
Yeah, okay, like video game addiction. All right, I have a personal story with this. all
Okay,
right?
yeah.
I was a WoW player, and like I said this about the LAN cafes and whatnot. I was a WoW player. Now I was on the most populated server on Warcraft, Blackrock. I was in one of the best guilds on there. I won't say which one because I don't know if they still exist. But like I was on that guild, and like they were the nicest group of people, and they ran me through what are known as instances, which is pretty much just levels within the game. And I'll go through that and everything else, and during my times on those instance runs, I'd come across rare weapons, and I put them into the auction house. And one of the things that I had was, I forget what it was, like it's been years since I've played it, but I had a rare weapon, and it was worth, off the top of my head, if I remember correctly, it was worth like 200 gold, which is like pretty darn expensive. And I had the auction in the auction house, and all of a sudden my time just went. And I remembered that I had 30 days after the auction had been finalised, like i.e. someone had bought it or something, that I had to claim that money from the auction house. Now, I ran out of time. I didn't have any money to get more time. I wasn't really going to harangue my mother for money to get some time or anything. And like for 3-4 weeks, I was actually I was literally fretting about, oh my god, am I going to have money to get time? And like a week had passed, and I'm like, okay, I've got how many weeks? I've got 3 weeks. I'm like, okay, I've got 3 weeks and X amount of days, and like I was literally counting down the days until the day had come where it was a month after I had initially put the auction in, and I just simply went after that. I thought, you know what? Screw it. It's a game. Fuck it. And that's it. I just pretty much gave it up cold. Like I literally had to give it up cold turkey, and I haven't really looked back since. I mean, I'm considering when Mists of Pandaria comes out, I am considering getting back into it, only on a temperamental basis.
Temporary,
or whatever.
temperamental would be right.
Temperamental basis.
Temporary basis, but like I was literally fretting. I was like, oh my god, has someone bought it? Has someone not bought it? Is it going to sit in my mailbox forever? And is this going to happen? Is that going to happen?
Yeah.
And I was fretting, and like I held it on the inside. I was thinking about it, and I was talking to myself about it. No one really knew, and I was fretting on the inside, going, okay, has someone bought it? Has someone bought it? Do I have my money? Do I not? Do I not? Rah, rah, rah. And a month had passed, and I just went, you know what? Screw it. It's a game. This shit happens. Get over. I'll get over it. Move on. Play something else, and I did.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the sort of thing we're talking about. I mean, I personally used to spend an awful lot of time playing games. When I was younger, I would literally do marathons for days on end. You know what? I actually enjoyed it. If you want to call it an addiction, call it an addiction. But having said that, I've got a story of my own. Now, as I've said, and our listeners may or may not be aware, I'm the oldest out of the trio. Late 30s. I've got kids. Yeah. Now, my lovely partner, Angela, her son is a big Xbox player.
Yep.
Now,
times, yeah, he is a decent player and everything.
He's not a bad player. Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I tell you what, he's if we can actually get air quotes professional gaming up and going, he'd certainly be the sort of kid you'd want going in that.
But he's too young.
He is too young. He is very, very young. Now, I don't make decisions about what he plays, so please don't hold that against me. But he does play Modern Warfare 3. He plays online. But I'm here, so I make sure all that crap that I freaking hate doesn't happen. Having said that, though, there was a stage a couple of months ago, and I think I spoke to you about it, Tiny, when it was happening, is the young fella just lost his shit. I mean, he was sneaking down here at 5 o'clock in the morning because he'd been banned the night before for answering back or something to that effect. His mother had said, no, you're not going on. Yeah, he'd be up at 5, excuse me, at 5 o'clock in the morning. He'd sneak down here, no volume, log on, and flog some Yanks. He'd do that. And you couldn't tear him away. He just lost his shit. If you said no, he'd just lose it. He actually, literally, went into a rage there at one point. Now, he's not a bad kid, so I just want to point out he's not a bad kid. But yeah, he did. He lost his shit. Now, I've never seen that before. But that was ridiculous. It was, and I have to say I have seen it before, and I have to say that it resembles an addiction to me because I've just recently given up smoking after 20 years. So thank you very much, and I'm still going, and no problems at all. But it looks very much like that need for nicotine or that need to have a smoke. It's a need. It's an addiction. He needs to do it. That's how his brain works. It's quite an interesting subject, and I don't think we would ever be able to cover it in 1, 2, 3, or 4 shows. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no, it'd keep going.
Oh, yeah. Look, this is something I think we'd put on the Facebook page. I think that's a discussion and a half. I think that's would really, really love to hear everyone's opinion, I think, and stories. If you've got a story to share.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, definitely. Share your stories, people.
Yeah, we'd love to hear
about them and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it doesn't have to be your story, and don't feel embarrassed or anything like that. I'm sure there'll be people who take the piss out of you. There always is. Don't worry about the haters. They're full of shit. We'd love to hear your stories. Have you got a gaming addiction story? We'd love to hear it.
Are you related to someone that suffers from video game addiction?
Or you think? Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. We'd love to hear about it. I think I'd love to hear. We'd love to see what's out there and what people think on that. It's a big one.
Yeah.
Hey, look, this is a huge show. We were trying to trying to set these up so we had a certain time that we were going to go to, and we keep going way out of hand. But anyway, look, we're still rolling along. So, is there anything else you guys want to talk about today?
Not really, no. I mean,
I think we've covered pretty much everything, haven't we?
Yeah, we've talked about everything that we really want to talk about. It's just, we've given our opinions, our stories, whatnot, and everything,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, we might wrap it up for episode 2.
Of the DLC podcast.
I'm Posty.
I'm Tiny.
And I'm Benji.
Thank you very much for making it all the way through the show, and we look forward to having your company at episode 3.
Remember, that if you, in future episodes, we will take your stories or whatever into consideration. If you want us to discuss something, we'll look it up, we'll talk about it, we'll discuss our opinions, and it'll relay back to you. This podcast will be fueled by you and us. I trawl the internet, all right? Posty calls me our resident trawler. I trawl the internet for gaming-related stories. But if you find a gaming story that I haven't covered, send it to me. By all means, post it on the wall. I'll look at it. If it perks my interest, I'll bring it up in the podcast. If not, it'll just get thrown under the rug. But
yeah, I'd love to. Yeah,
try.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to hear from everyone. We want to know what you want to talk about, what you want to hear. If you've got an opinion on anything we've said, and we know you do, post it up. We want to hear from you. You know, this is what drives us. This is you know, we're 3 guys. We've got 3 opinions. You are millions of gamers, and you've got opinions as well.
They're thousands.
Oh, well, no, I'm being optimistic, mate. Millions. Yeah, millions.
All right,
You are people.
You are people.
You are people.
Oxygen breathers.
People of the world.
Although some of us are all wastes of space, but hey.
Oxygen wasters. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Post up. Join us on Facebook, DLC Space TV on Facebook. We are there. YouTube, obviously, this is where you're listening to us right now. The links are below. Come on through. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love you to join us, and we look forward to hearing everyone's opinion and tuning in for episode 3. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's it. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, guys. Catch us later.
Catch you later. Bye.
Oh.